Are you struggling to get content on your website to rank? In this video, I'm going to share a little of my knowledge about SEO and content that I think will be of value to you. When it comes to content for your website, most people think about word count. I've read a lot of blog posts on the subject about word count. Does it matter? Does it not matter? What exactly needs to be in your content in order for it to rank on your website for your SEO purposes? Some say that you should have at least 300 to 500 words per page, depending upon what the page is. Others will say that your blog posts need to be 1,500 to 2,000 words. Others still say that the word count should be higher. So there's a lot of opinions out there on how many words your articles or your posts should actually have. Google's SEO Starter Guide states that content should be factually accurate, clearly written, and comprehensive. This means it should be complete and have everything necessary to answer the question a user is search querying. So the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of opinions out there on the internet about word count and how many you should have. You need to come at it from the angle of, how can I best answer the search query? Can you provide specs on a product? What are the best uses for your material and what are the best applications for it? Are there environments in which your product would work better in, or are there environments where it's detrimental and you wouldn't want somebody to use your product in? If it's metal, are there certain types of metal that you have that would work better in one environment than another, that is more machinable than others? Is there a payoff to the user where if they use this metal over this metal that they can save money and they don't necessarily need a more expensive metal? The quality of your copy is what is most important. Again, I refer back to, does it answer the user's search query? One of the ways that you can get your page to rank is using internal linking. If you are not using internal linking on your website, you are missing out on an opportunity. If you have a product page that has all the information about a product, but then you have a blog post that speaks to, let's say, environments or industries that that product is used in, or you have specifications, or let's say you have a question that is asked constantly by people who call in and talk to your salespeople, and you have a certain aspect of that content on your website, you can link those pages together. What that does is that elevates your product page, and it tells the search engines that you have more information on this product, and it helps you to rank higher. These are called contextual links, and they point the user to related content, as well as allow search engines to find out what content on your website is related and determine its value. The more links a significant page receives, the more important it will seem to search engines. This means internal links are crucial for your SEO. Google has been leaning more and more to the user experience, so it stands to reason that they are ranking educational and informative content on your website higher. You are answering a question or a query when you have an article or a blog post on your website that speaks to your services or your products, or knowledge about your products and services. The best way you can find out how to educate your visitors is to speak to your sales department. I found at one point, whenever I was doing articles for a website, the best place to go to is to talk to all the salespeople and ask them, what are your most asked questions? When you do that, you find out what is really relevant. You get a couple of things out of that. One is you get wording for your SEO search key terms. You also get ideas for blog posts that you should put on your website in order to drive traffic into it. So ask your sales department, is there a specific question or specific questions that whenever you receive a phone call, people are asking time and time again? If somebody is calling in and saying, how do I figure out the weight of a metal piece so I know how to engineer this correctly? When you talk to your sales department and they give you the top questions that people are asking whenever they call in, such as weight for your product or best uses, best case, best industries. Can you provide certain diameters? And these are questions that come up continuously. If you can take those and turn them into a blog post and make a full-on article, that's great. If you can't, then you can make these as FAQs on your page. Sometimes whenever you have a page that is short, you can add these FAQs to your page in order to not only increase your word count, but to increase the authority of the page, which is the most important part. A good example of this would be if you sell multiple product lines, and let's say you sell a plastic or a rubber or a urethane, and people are constantly confused by what durometer should I use? Does this plastic work in this particular environment? Is this chemical going to affect this? Can you make this product in said size? If you take this information from your sales department, turn it into content on your page, you not only get to educate everyone who comes to your site about, yes, we make these sizes, yes, this material is great for this environment, no, it's not good for this environment. You can also take this opportunity, if you have competitors out there, this is also a good time to, in a roundabout way, say why your product is better than maybe your competitors. Maybe you use a higher grade of plastic or rubber or urethane. Maybe you use a better TPU material than your competitors do. Maybe you don't offer on the daily a certain type of material, but you can, and it's a custom thing. There are going to be people out there who are going to search and do queries for specialized things. They're going to be searching for sizes. They're going to be searching for materials. If it's machinery, they're going to want to know everything that that machine can do. Anything that you can do to answer a search query is going to help your content elevate and rank higher. So again, the user experience is the most important thing here. Are you answering a question that someone is querying? There's an important note here, and that is if you put too much fluff in your articles, and by that you get so wrapped up in the word count that you're adding extra things to it, that you're adding a lot of fluff to it, that can be detrimental to your content. And the reason is because Google will scan the page, see that there's a lot of fluff in it, and not actually see the value in it. So what you need to do is make sure that you are accurate with your information, make sure that it's readable, make sure that it's concise, and make sure that it has all the value in it and answers the search query. To sum that up, too much is just that. It's too much. Make sure that you stay on point, answer the question, don't add a lot of fluff. So if you've done everything you think that you can possibly do to get a page to rank, is there something else you can do? And the answer to that question is yes, there are a lot of things that you can do. But one of the easy things that you can do is Schema Markup. Now, when it comes to Schema Markup, there's lots of plugins out there, different apps. There's all sorts of tools out there that you can use for Schema Markup. What Schema will do for you is you can take a page and you can take the FAQs that we were talking about earlier and you can put those at the bottom of a page, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have enough content on your page, or if you want, you can have a FAQ page, frequently asked questions. Again, this would come into play if you've asked your sales department, are there common questions that are asked whenever someone calls in? You can have an FAQ page and put that on there if it isn't necessarily applicable to something that you have existing on your website. This makes it easy for Google to use it to add rich results, which increases visitors to your website. Google used to allow you to have 6 questions. Now they have taken it down to 2 questions per page. So when you do FAQs, and if you're putting them on a page, make sure that you put your most relevant asked questions on that page. the ones that you think are going to drive the most traffic. FAQs offer a better user experience. And the reason is because you're answering a question to their search query that allows the visitor to hone in on the relevant questions quickly. Again, FAQs are a great way to increase content on your website if you have a page that is low on wording or on knowledge base. Use them to increase the value of a page so you don't have what would be considered otherwise too little information on your page. I want to thank everyone for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you like the content that you saw today, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'd love to connect with you. Hopefully we can learn from each other. We have other members of our team that will be posting content on weekly, and there's a lot of things about project management, videography, brand awareness that we will all be sharing. So there will be a lot of valuable content coming your way. See you on the flip side.